Breaking news today. A Ukrainian woman who fled to Japan wants the G7 countries to stand with Ukraine. A Ukrainian refugee in Japan expresses her hope that the G7 countries will work together with Ukraine and announce further assistance measures as Russian aggression against Ukraine continues and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky attends the G7 Hiroshima summit. Alina Repeshko, a resident of Higashi, Hiroshima in the prefecture of Hiroshima, expressed her hope that the democratic nations would unite at the G7 summit to aid in the restoration of peace in her country. In February of 2022, when Russia invaded eastern Ukraine, Repeshko was a resident of Dnipropetrovsk province. Repeshko felt her life was in danger after the province was heavily bombed, so she and her family moved to Japan 2 months later. She first stayed with a friend in Okayama, but the following month she relocated to Higashi, Hiroshima, which was offering shelter, food, and medical care to Ukrainian refugees fleeing the conflict. Repeshko has been interested in ballet since he was 7 years old. She found a ballet studio in the city, and her performances at a charity event put on by fellow Ukrainians in the prefecture helped raise awareness and funds for her homeland. The 33-year-old started out his academic career in Ukraine, where he majored in engineering among other things. She enrolled in Hiroshima University's graduate program in April and is now conducting economic research to aid in the rebuilding of her native country. Repeshko's parents are still back in Ukraine, and she received a picture of a friend of hers in full combat gear on a battlefield after he was called up for military service. Saying, "I just want my parents and friends to be safe," Repeshko summed up his wishes. "Why Russian President Vladimir Putin keeps attacking my country is beyond me. It's totally unacceptable." Repeshko first saw a burned school uniform and other exhibits at the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum, which he visited for the first time last summer. The victim's belongings had a profound impact on her. She elaborated on why she was there. Hiroshima, which experienced the A-bomb tragedy, is an appropriate place to discuss the crisis in my own country, which is exposed to a nuclear threat. Her words, "No country is safe as long as the nuclear threat exists," revealed her anxiety that Putin would not listen to reason. "I pray that the atomic-bombed city of Hiroshima will serve as a message of peace to the rest of the world." Phoenix coach Vanessa Nygaard started her pregame comments without mentioning Brittney Griner's number of days in jail in Russia for the first time since last season. Griner has been free since a high-profile prisoner swap in December. About 90 minutes before the Mercury's season opener against the Los Angeles Sparks on Friday night, she took to the court for warm-ups. In last week's exhibition loss to the Sparks, Griner played 17 minutes and scored 10 points. It was the 32-year-old center's first game since she was arrested in February 2022 at a Moscow airport for allegedly carrying cannabis oil in vape cartridges.